Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my favorite makeup brushes at the moment. I don't really have any brand loyalty, it's just sort of, you know, one from a brand here, one from a brand over there, so yeah, let's get into it. Oh, I also have a couple of things that are not strictly brushes, but makeup like application stuff, so yeah, might actually start with that. So yeah, my favorite way to apply my foundation at the moment is not a brush, and it's not technically a sponge, it's a cushion puff. I love cushion foundations, but I don't wear them all the time, you know, like I sort of pick and choose what foundation I'm gonna wear depending on how my skin's doing, you know, because it's a bit temperamental, let's be real. But yeah, whether I'm using a foundation from a bottle or a cushion foundation, these little puffs apply foundation so beautifully, like so beautifully. It just kind of smooths everything and blends everything really effortlessly. Yes, word noises. But yeah, these ones in particular are my favorites, hands down. I've tried a bunch of different, you know, cushion puffs for applying all different kinds of foundations. And these ones just apply every single foundation in my collection beautifully. Also BB creams and CC creams and stuff like that. Everything just applies like a dream with these. They're from a brand called Mimi Box, I think. Yeah, and they're the I'm Mimi puffs. These little ones here. You get 5 in a tub, and I think they were about $15 on eBay for 5 of them, so like $3 each. I'm so okay with that. And of course you can reuse them, you can wash them. Highly, highly recommend checking these out, especially if you're someone who's a big Beauty Blender fan, but you don't like the process involved, you know, like having to go wet it and, you know, like the rigorous washing involved, and they are a pain to wash. It can be quite difficult to get all the product out of a Beauty Blender, you know, so these ones are much easier to deal with. You can reuse them a bunch of times, and yeah, and they're so affordable. So yeah, highly recommend checking these out. These ones in particular. Before I get into the actual brushes, there's one more thing that I wanted to show you guys, and it's how I clean my brushes. Yeah, this stuff is relatively new to me. I've used it twice, and I just love it. If you've ever used the Beauty Blender Solid, this is a dupe, and it's so much more affordable. Oh my god. Yeah, it's from a Korean brand called Apu. I'm saying that, Apu. So yeah, it's this one. Yeah, that's how you spells it. And it's the, yeah, no dirty brush cleaner. Good. They have one that comes in a bottle as well. This is like the soap version. When you open it up, it has, yeah, this little thingy inside. And it's a little textured pad for like scrubbing your brushes around on. And then you've got the soap itself in here. And you can see like from 2 uses doing all of my brushes, every single one. And I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 mugs full of brushes on my makeup table. I've used such a tiny amount, it's got like a little divot in it. So yeah, this stuff's gonna last me like a year, easily. But yeah, it has a really creamy kind of texture to it, but it washes out of the brushes so easily, and it cleans them really thoroughly. Like, you know, you get a lot of like brush cleaners that you have to kind of use them twice, even 3 times to clean a brush properly. This one will do it in one go. I mean, like, I had one brush that I needed to wash twice with this stuff, and I really think that was because I wasn't thorough enough. It was right at the end of like having washed a whole bunch of brushes. I think it was like the 3rd last one that I washed, and I was tired and feeling lazy, and I blame me for that. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this absolutely will clean everything in one go. I love it so much. I've also used this to clean my little cushion puffs, and it works like a dream for that as well. It really deep cleans them very, very easily. So yeah, highly recommend getting hold of this. I got it on eBay for about $9, so yeah, much cheaper. Okay, so onto brushes. Let's start with face brushes. My all-time favorite fluffy powder brush, and it's pretty huge. It's pretty, yeah. I did a review of the Nude by Nature makeup brushes, like, oh god, last year, and I'm still besotted with them. But this one, as I drop it, this one is my absolute favorite. Yeah, I use it every single time I do my makeup. Whether I'm applying like, you know, a powder for coverage purposes as well as setting, or just my RCMA no color powder, this is what I go for. It has this rounded shape to it that just allows you to have precision or just broad coverage really easily. So if I want to just target certain areas, like just my T-zone, I can do that really easily with this, despite it being so big. So I love that about this brush. And it's so soft. Like, you probably noticed I keep doing this because it's so soft and lovely. And for me, with my nerve problems, you know, like all the nerves in my skin perceive pain from everything. I mean, it's called fibromyalgia. There's fibromyalgia syndrome, which is a condition unto itself, and fibromyalgia that happens as a symptom of another condition, and that's the one I have. Like, for me, my nerves are screwed up because of my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And yeah, it means my nerves perceive everything as pain to varying degrees. So like, doing that hurts. I should stop doing that. Yes. But it means that soft brushes and soft clothes and things like that are like heaven to me. They're like a drug. Because they don't hurt. And these brushes are so soft. It just feels so luxurious on my skin. So yeah, if you have sensory issues and you need really soft brushes, you must check out the Nude by Nature ones. They are absolutely beautiful. So yeah, all-time favorite big fluffy powder brush. Next up, I have two Real Techniques brushes, and I absolutely love Real Techniques. Their brushes are so high quality and so affordable, like, you know, especially compared to other brushes of similar quality, particularly that you can buy in Perth in stores, you know, like finding really good brushes in stores here is kind of a battle sometimes. But yeah, Real Techniques, absolute respect for them as a brand. And you know, the two women who founded and run Real Techniques are absolutely lovely. They have a YouTube channel called Pixie Woo. I highly recommend checking it out. Their videos are fantastic. One of them, Nicola, has actually just filmed a video sort of sharing her chronic illness journey, which I never knew she had a chronic illness. She's incredible the way she powers through with everything. So yeah, if you're a fellow, you know, oh god, I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about that video now. If you're a fellow chronic illness person, I highly recommend checking that video out. It was so moving, and it just made me respect her as a person even more. So yeah, tons of love in her direction. But yes, the products are amazing. The two brushes that I use the most are the Sculpting brush, this one here, which I use for contouring. The reason I love this one so much is that it's great for applying product, whether it's cream or powder, because it's quite dense, but it's also great for buffing it out, you know, like blending it out. And it's dense enough to work for cream products, but fluffy enough to work for powder products. And to me, that's kind of mind-blowing, you know, like I'm so used to having to use different brushes for each one, you know, because obviously you want different things out of a brush, excuse me, for different products, you know, they have different requirements, but this just works for everything. I love that. Oh my god. The other Real Techniques brush that I absolutely love is their setting brush. But I don't use this for setting powder, I actually use it for highlighter, and it is beautiful for that. It gives you such a nice finish, and again, it's great for applying and blending, so you know, that's a win. The highlighter I'm wearing today is from one of the e.l.f. Palettes, the e.l.f. Illuminating palette. I actually just did a current makeup favorites video a week ago where I talk about all that kind of stuff, so if you haven't seen that, I'll link it in a card thingy. Yes. But yeah, this is the brush that I use to apply my highlighter, no matter which highlighter I'm using, so long as they're powders. I wouldn't recommend this for cream or liquid products, but for powder highlighters, it is amazing. I have also used it for setting powder under my eyes, and it is beautiful for that. I love that it's small enough to really, you know, get right up close without like buffing your concealer away, you know, like, you know, some brushes just take off the product. I hate that. This one doesn't. It just lays down the powder really beautifully, really delicately, and it doesn't shift your concealer. So this is excellent for both. I use it for highlighter. Next up is the brush that I use for cream and liquid highlighters. And basically cream products in general, apart from cream contour, because obviously I use my Real Techniques brush for that. Yeah, it's the e.l.f. Small Stipple brush. Small stipple brush. This one here, and I think it was like, oh, it's like $6 from Kmart. Kmart's where I get all my e.l.f. stuff, unless they don't have it, in which case I get it from the e.l.f. website. But yeah, oh my god, this brush is just beautiful. This applies cream and liquid highlighters absolutely beautifully. You know, you can kind of stipple them on and then buff it just a little bit to blend it out, and it doesn't go streaky. I love that. Oh my god. But yeah, this applies cream and liquid blushes equally well. So yeah, if you're after a stippling brush, they have a bigger one as well that is equally gorgeous. It's identical, just bigger. You know, like the fluffiness and density and all that are the same, it's just bigger. So yeah, stipple brushes definitely go to e.l.f. for those. So the last face brush is the one that I use for setting powder when I want to be precise, like getting right up under my eyes. If I want to use a separate setting powder just for my concealer, this is the one that I use, and it does a beautiful job. It's from Morphe, and it's their M554. Yeah, this is, oh god, it's so soft, so soft. All of my brushes you can assume are beautifully soft because I wouldn't use them otherwise. I couldn't use them otherwise. But yeah, this is gorgeous, and oh my god, it lays down powder so delicately. It's just, oh, it's so good. And again, this is another one that will not shift your concealer while you're patting on powder. You can also sweep away bake with this really easily because it is quite fluffy. But it's, you know, it's got these flat sides, so it does both. It lays down product, it brushes away product, it can get right up in close to your under eye because it's got that rounded shape at the top. You can even get like in your, you know, around your inner corner if that's a problem area for you, which it is for me. Yeah, I use this for applying product down here, you know, because I always apply concealer down here because I get a lot of redness, as of course a lot of women do. Highly, highly recommend this brush. So good. Okay, so moving on to eye brushes. I have quite a lot. Oh boy. Okay, so let's start with blending brushes, because I have quite a few of those that I use for different, you know, slightly different blending purposes. I do think blending brushes are something that everyone who, you know, uses makeup frequently should have. They just make everything so much easier, you know. Good blending brushes make the world of difference, and a crap blending brush is gonna screw up your makeup completely. These ones are my all-time favorites. First up is one from Makeup Geek. This is one that's great for precision work. So if you want to blend something under like just the outer corner of your under eye, for example, or like your outer V, this is perfect for it. It's the Makeup Geek Defined Crease Brush. It's so pretty. And again, it's great for precision work, but it's got that rounded top again that's just perfect. It's almost got a little bit of a point to it. So you can be really precise with your blending, or you can just kind of buff like crazy and, you know, like spread out the product really nicely. So I use this for, like I said, the outer corner of my under eye, my outer V on my lid, and sort of bringing that up through the crease more precisely. And this is beautiful for that. Next up are three Morphe brushes. Firstly, this one, the M507, which is a very soft, very dainty sort of brush. This is more for like that very blown out sort of delicate blending. If you just want to blend out, say, like the very outer bit of something, this is great for that because it's very, very soft and it has a lot of give to it. This is not something for buffing work. This is just for very delicate blending. And yeah, this is the only brush I have for that purpose because I don't feel like I need any others. This just does such a beautiful job. It's also great for applying your inner corner highlight because it is so soft and delicate and has so much give. It's going to give you such a soft kind of result. Next up is the other extreme. This is a very dense buffing brush, and it's the Morphe E17. This one here, it's quite dirty because I use it a lot. This one is great for applying a lot of color in one go and really buffing it in. What I tend to do is use this one to lay down color and start the buffing process, and then I go in with a bigger fluffy brush like this one to really blend it out properly and, you know, sort of blow out my crease. This one is the Morphe M505. This is my go-to big fluffy blending brush. It's just perfect. Whatever I'm using, this does a beautiful job. It just blends everything out like a dream. So yeah, if you're after a big fluffy blending brush that will never let you down, this one is perfect. And I love that Morphe brushes are so affordable. Again, they are so well priced. Ooh, I have one more Morphe brush that I forgot to mention. It's not a blending brush though, so maybe that's why I forgot. This is a really, really tiny little brush. It's the M213, and this one I use for like blending out eyeliner and stuff like that, like really precise lining work. I wouldn't use it to lay down liner because it's got a fairly thick tip to it. You know, it's not like an angled brush kind of thickness. Like it's quite a bit thicker than that. But yeah, this is great for, like, you know, if you want to kind of blur out your eyeliner, this is perfect for that. And I also love it for when I want to apply something really precisely to, like, the outer half of my under eye. This is beautiful for that. So you can use it for shadows as well. It's quite dense and fairly stiff, but it does have a decent amount of give to it. So it's great for that kind of blending work. There have even been times when, like, you know, I grabbed my eyeliner and sort of like rubbed my brush on it and then applied it that way to get a really smooth blended result really easily. This is just beautiful for that. Okay, the last two. First up is my sort of packing brush for, like, you know, applying those sort of shimmery shades to the lid and that sort of thing, especially when I want to foil them. It's the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, this one here. You know, all of these brushes that I'm showing you, the quality is equally good among all of them. These e.l.f. brushes are about $6 from Kmart. Again, like all of their black handle brushes are $6 from Kmart. Gah. But yeah, this one is my all-time favorite packing brush, like just, you know, packing on color. It does such a beautiful job. It's, you know, it's quite stiff, but not like, you know, uncomfortably stiff. It's not gonna poke you in the eye. It's not gonna be, you know, unpleasant to use. But it picks up a beautiful amount of pigment, like crazy amount of pigment, without you having to, like, you know, keep going back into the product. And it's great for foiling products as well. So, you know, whether you're using a powder eyeshadow or even a cream eyeshadow and you really want to pack on the color, I definitely recommend getting this one. It just does a beautiful job. And lastly is my pencil brush. I have like 4 of these. Good. I don't even know whether Sonia Kashuk still makes these, but they're available on eBay for about $7.50. That's Australian, of course. And it's just, it doesn't even have a name. It's just listed as a Sonia Kashuk pencil brush. This is what it looks like. And it's just so nice. Again, it's very soft and it has a lot of give to it, but it's so precise. It has such a perfectly fine tip to it, you know, like, and it's thick enough as well that you can use it really precisely if you use the end, and then you can get a sort of a thicker application if you use the side. So I really love that versatility with this one. But again, it's so soft. It's been difficult for me to find a pencil brush that was really, really soft. So if that's an issue for you, I definitely recommend looking this one up on eBay. Again, that's the only place I've been able to find it, so I'm not actually sure whether Sonia Kashuk still makes this range, but they are still available on eBay, so I wanted to include it. But yeah, so good. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. I hope you guys have an awesome week. If you didn't see in my last video, I'm aiming to upload every week from now on. It'll be the same day every week, hopefully. As I said in my last video, I don't want to commit to anything that I can't stick to because my health is still not stable. It's still very much in flux. But yeah, I've been driving myself crazy, like missing filming for you guys and interacting with you guys, and yeah, it's just fantastic to be back doing what I love, you know, so yeah. I missed you guys. Good. So yeah, keep on being your awesome, gorgeous, chronically fabulous selves, and I shall see you guys next week. Good.